There's a hard way to do things. There's an easy way to do things. And I want to show you how to use artificial intelligence to knock the credit bureaus out. And I'm walking through the whole process. So that being said, you know what time it is. System is always changing. Equifax is changing. Experian is always changing. TransUnion is always changing, right? So I just want to give you a way so you can start getting some deletions, all right? If you don't want to go through the litigation process, I understand it takes time, but that's like the best way. However, if you want to start ahead and knocking the credit bureaus out, here's what you need to do first to get started, all right? So first things first, to get started in the next 24 hours, right? We reap what we sow. So as long as you continue to put in the work, eventually what you're going to see is the work pay off, all right? So what you want to do is get your report, all right? Now, once you have your report, you want to go to these multiple places. You want to get your report from Identity IQ. Here's why. Because what you're going to see is the inconsistencies of what's going on with those specific accounts that's holding you back. But you also want to call Equifax. You also want to call TransUnion. You also want to call Experian. Here's why. Because they're going to send you some reports that has some information that's going to allow you to remove some stuff. And I'm going to talk about that later on, all right? Next, what you want to do is go to annualcreditreport.com and get those reports as well, because they have information. But if you ever wanted to sue, or if you ever want to go to the litigation process, now you are starting with your reports, and you can document and keep it for you later on. So if you ever, like I said, want to take this to a lawyer, or if you ever want to talk to a consumer lawyer, now you have all the proper documentation. Not saying that they won't take your case if you didn't, but now you have like all the evidence, you have everything, right? So next, what you want to do, as you can see on the screen, is look at your negative accounts, right? Let me make this a little bit bigger. So you want to look at your negative accounts. You want to check all the accounts that's holding you back, whether that's an eviction, charge off, collection, bankruptcy, eviction, student loans with multiple late payments, right? Just look at everything that's holding your credit score back, all right? So once you look at seeing what's like holding your credit score back, is an example of what I'm talking about. When you see inconsistencies, all right? So you just want to go to like your negative accounts, and you just want to see just look, all right? We're not going to do nothing, because it's a lot of mistakes people make when they first dispute. So just look at the inconsistencies or what I'm talking about, the account name, account type, monthly payments, day open, balance, like everything, the inconsistent information that's not reported correctly on your credit report, as you can see right here on the date open. So you're just going to see a lot of inconsistent information, a lot of inaccurate information on your credit report, all right? So this is going to allow you to get things removed. Now, this is not 100% guarantee it's going to come off, but this allows you to, show them proof that, hey, they're not reporting inconsistent. They're not reporting correctly. So, sometimes people make these mistakes when they start in the disputing process. What I mean by that, all right? So Credit Karma, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, and these other platforms allow you to dispute online. But what you don't want to happen is you don't want to dispute online, because you're not going to do a thorough investigation. Now, we already know, I believe that they don't really do. So that's just off my feedback. But they don't really do a complete well, that's just how I feel. But what you want to happen is for them to do an investigation. So you want to send a letter in certified to the credit bureaus, so they can do a thorough investigation of your specific accounts. Now, I'm going to show you how to create a letter. All right, create a letter right here using artificial intelligence. All right, so we're going to go to ChatGPT to create our letter. Now, it should look something similar to this right here. You should be on a screen that looks like this. So once you have, it's free, create an account with Google, and it's going to allow you to be on a screen that looks like this. Now, here's what you want to do, all right? You want to, ask them, you want to prompt it. And I already created a prompt for you, and you just ask the credit bureaus to do this, right? Or ask ChatGPT to do this, right? And it's going to spit out something. All right, so as you can see, how quick that was, right? So, but you just got to be really good with the prompting, all right? You can play with it based off of like what I talk about, based off of like information, based off if you heard the lawyer. You can just play around with like the prompting, right? You can always change it and fix it up to your thing. But most importantly, you want to ask them to create a letter, and it's going to spit out a letter for you. And then just make sure it makes sense, right? And then what we want to do is copy it. So here, you just want to look over it. So of course, you want to have your name, address, city, the credit bureau. So we talking to Equifax or TransUnion, Experian, right? The address, right? And then as it has a subject, there, whoever I'm writing this dispute, I'm writing to dispute certain information on my credit report as provided by your agency pursuant to a Fair Credit Reporting Act. I always talk about, I request that you conduct an investigation into the accuracy of the following items on my report, all right? So, you know, your name, the account, right? You can tell them, and also it outlines some more stuff. But everybody, like when you put this specific thing in, everybody's thing is going to be a little bit different. Now you don't have the same information. So all you have to do now is just copy what this says, right? Copy everything. And then once you have everything, that also has like some laws. And then just copy everything. Once you have everything, you just want to go to another Google Doc and then just paste it, right? So just, now it's going to look crazy. So here's what we need to do. Just fix all this stuff up. And so now you have your letter, right? We copy and paste everything. So now we just want to look over it and see, make sure everything is correct, right, on this letter. So have your name, right? Put your name in right here. Highlight, put your name in here. Also, let me make this bigger. Once you have your name, of course, put your address, city, put today's date, the credit bureau that we're disputing with, the credit bureau's address. You can Google all this information, but make sure the subject, their credit bureau. We already read over this part. And then, you know, you can remove this part because we're not disputing information. We can create, you want to create like a specific letter just to clean up your personal information. So we can actually remove that. And then the information, the inaccurate information as it follows. So you just want to put your account name, account number, and explanation of the inaccuracy. All right. So as we talked about before, there are different ways, but I would just tell the credit bureaus to investigate the completeness and accuracy of this account. And if it's not complete and accurate, delete it. All right. And we just being simple, right? And then from there, I believe that you can read this. I believe these entries are incorrect and violate the provision of the fair laws requires the consumer reporting to investigate the dispute within 30 days or receiving dispute. I'm providing relevant information to help you conduct a thorough investigation. All right. So if you want to include like other documents and things like that, we don't have to, but hey, just remove all this stuff. We just want the credit bureaus to do an investigation. All right. So furthermore, the legal provision that support my dispute. These are the laws. You can go ahead and read over the laws as well. But I'm also requesting that you provide me with the result of the investigation to write in. And as you can see, it's going to create a letter, sincerely, your full name, signature. And then if you have any documents that's enclosed, we don't need no extra documents. Only thing we need is 2 forms of identification. All right. We need your driver's license, which is proof, and proof of residency, right? So we just want to have those 2, right? Proof of bill, proof of like a bank account with the address. There's something that has like your information. But most importantly, once you have that letter, right? See how quick that was. Once you have that information, you want to send that certified, go to the post office, send it certified to the credit bureaus, all right? Copy the letter. We already did that part, and add your specific information, all right? We just did that part, so you can go ahead and add your specific information. So this is kind of easy for you to go ahead and create a letter. And you can, like I said before, you can just play around with the chat GPT that create like a crazy letter, a dope letter using some laws, some language, but make sure that the eOscar, which is the credit bureau system, understand it, all right? AI with AI, you know, make it a little bit more simple, all right? Now, like I said, send the letter. Like I said before, we want to send a letter to Experian. We want to send a letter to TransUnion. We want to send a letter to Equifax, all right? Send it certified. Add your 2 forms. Do that, all right? Get that done in the next 24 hours. We can get that done, all right? Now, step 2, we got to wait, all right? Now, in the waiting period, all right, we got to wait 35 days. Here's why. According to the law, they have 30 days to do an investigation and an additional 5 days to send you the investigation back, all right? So within the meantime that we're waiting, here's what you can be doing, all right? You can be checking your open accounts, all right? You can be looking at your payment history, your utilization, and make sure things are reported correctly. Now, here's why. If your open account is reporting inconsistent payment history, what I mean by that, if it's not reporting on-time payments, if your utilization is messed up, if the balance is messed up, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So here's an example of like an account, all right? So let's just say open account. Open account, if it's reporting like right here, TransUnion is not reporting the date. When was this account actually open? And you can actually look at that, right? So you just want to check everything, all right? So this account was open on July 3rd, 2023, all right? So you want to make sure that, hey, this is reported correctly. Now, sometimes, as you can see on like another account right here, July, you just want to make sure this is all reported correctly. So I just want to go to another account and make sure and give you an example. All right, so let's just say this account is reported on July 9th, 2022. I mean, not July, December 9th, 2022, right? You want to make sure, well, look, as you can see, TransUnion and Experian isn't reporting an on-time payment. Now, we're not saying the thing is late, but it's not reporting an on-time payment. So it can be costing you some points on your open account, all right? And points matter when it comes to your interest rate and things like that. So the better your credit score, the better your interest rate, no down payment, no specific, right? Save you money. So everything counts. As you can see right here, March, it's not reported correctly, October. So all that you want to create, you want to check and then highlight, and then we'll create a letter to send out to update that as well, right? But just make sure the credit limit is correct, right? So I don't know if this is an actual credit card, but, this is an auto loan. So, but if you do have a revolving account, you want to make sure the credit limits are correct, the monthly payment is correct, the date open, balance, everything is correct, all right? As you can see, the month terms is not reported correctly. All this, you want to make sure it's reported correctly, especially like with a credit card, because if it has the wrong balance, of course, then have the wrong balance, that means your utilization is a little bit higher, which would then decrease your credit score. So all this, like you could be doing all the right things, but it could be reported incorrectly, all right? And a lot of people just don't be paying attention to their credit reports, and you can be missing out on an additional 10, 15, 20, 35 points by just it reporting incorrect information on your report. So this is why this is all important, just for you to be looking over this, all right? So in the meantime, as you're waiting for the investigation, you could be doing other things, such as looking at your open accounts, right? Now what you want to be doing is, after you check to make sure, after you check your open accounts, after you do that, do you have credit? What I mean by that, do you have a loan installment accounts? Do you have revolving accounts? All right. So first thing, you can go ahead and create relationships for credit unions. All right. And credit unions are a good place to go start creating a relationship with. You can get a secured loan through them. You can get secure credit cards. You can call, talk to them, ask them, they're humans, ask them like the different type of programs they have. Do they have like home programs, business accounts? You just asking because you just want to know, and they'll start telling you some information. So you just want to get that. If you don't want to go to a credit union, you can go to rent reporters. You can go to rental karma. You can go to Tomo Credit Boost. You can do Self. You can do credit. There are so many places that do no credit check that's going to allow you to build up your credit profile. All right. Now, I'm not trying to put you in debt. I'm just telling you to help you build up your credit profile. So these are some of the places you can go to right now. That's going to allow you to build up your credit profile, right? So if a credit lender looks at your credit report, they're like, oh, this person is really good with managing their payments on time. They got a strong profile. I have no problem approving them with anything, right? So as you're adding credit to your credit profile, be mindful that when you add credit to your credit profile, yes, it's gonna, depending on like your credit score, your credit profile, it will like decrease the age because of you're affecting that part. But like rent reporters, Rental Karma, Boom Pay, you can actually add rent or add payments to your credit report. You can add additional history to your credit report. So just look those places up, see the different prices. I believe Boom Pay is like a $60 one-time fee, and then like $25 a year. Rent reporters, Rental Karma, like pay charge monthly. So just check that out. All right. So add those different type of accounts on your credit report. Of course, you can do authorized user, but be mindful of what you're getting. Don't be paying, because if you do pay, guess what? It might not report. So have some friends and family that has like really good credit. You can get added. Make sure you do your due diligence on that. But next, what you want to do is clean up your personal information. As we're waiting these 30 days, you want to continue cleaning up your personal information. So I talked about calling the credit bureaus before. So you want to make sure you get your reports, because what you're going to see is, even if you go on Experian, you're going to see like different like variations of your name. Right? You're going to see multiple names under your report. It's crazy. All right. So they got to be reporting that correctly. And you can also create a, you can use ChatGPT to also create a letter to clean up your personal information. So it could just be really simple. And let me show you. So share this. So let me show you. So you can just say create a. So see how quick that was? Can you create a personal information dispute letter based off the loss? All right. And that quick. That's how quick it is to create a letter. All right. So, but like I said, if you don't prompt it right, then it's not going to create the letter right. And you just need the information so you can go ahead. But just go ahead, copy everything, make sure it's correct. And you can like, they got the laws and everything. Whew, what I'm talking about. And then just copy it. Then you want to go to another document, share this tab instead. And so we have the letter. Make sure it looks, how you want it to look. Add your name, of course, add your address, city, we talked about already. That are dispute of inaccurate personal information. So who you talking to? Are you talking to TransUnion? Are you talking Experian? Are you talking to Equifax? As you know, talking about Equifax. So if it's reporting correctly, we want to be talking to Equifax if we just dealing with them. Writing a dispute, right to dispute certain personal information on my credit report as provided by your agency pursuant to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, 15 U.S.C. 1681. All right. I request that you conduct an investigation into the accuracy of the following personal information. Right. So put your name, date of birth, social, all right, current address, or relevant personal information. All right. I believe that the personal information is listed above is incorrect and violates the provisions of the FCRA. FCRA requires that the consumer report agencies maintain a reasonable procedure to ensure accuracy of consumer reports. The inaccurate information as follows. All right. So you want to list the inaccurate information. All right. So is your name inaccurate? What's reported incorrectly? Is the date of birth, address? What's reported inaccurately? And then basically saying this is not correct. My name is not this. This is not that. You just want to add all that information. All right. So 15 USC FCRA 1681 EB, the section mandates that a consumer report agency must follow a reasonable procedure to ensure maximum possible accuracy of the information the consumer reports. All right. So as you can see, the laws. This section requires the credit report agency to conduct a reasonable investigation to determine the accuracy of disputed information. So all that, they have that, just have all that information. And also, if you have pictures or if you have ways to where you can show proof that these names is inconsistent, they're not shown correctly, all right? So take a picture, download it, and so now you have the letter, you have the inaccurate information, and you have your two forms of identification, and you want to send that to Experian and TransUnion, all right? So now you have like letters that clean up your personal information. Like I said, you want to be doing some extra stuff on the meantime. So we got that personal information. Also, what you can be doing as well is cleaning up your hard inquiries, right? So we look at your report and you go all the way down to the bottom and you see the hard inquiries. So when you get your report from, like when you call in and get the, like not the one off of Identity IQ, but when you get the one from the one that they send you, you're going to see, you're going to go to the inquiry section, and you're going to see like soft inquiries. You're going to see hard inquiries. You know what I'm talking about when you get the report. But on the hard inquiry section, you're going to see the ones that say, you're going to have all the list of all the hard inquiries, but some is going to have permissible purpose and some aren't going to have permissible purpose. All right. So if you read 15 USC 1681B, you're going to see that specific information requires purpose to be on your credit report. And if you read that law, you're going to see that some of these inquiries don't have permissible purpose. So you can get that removed based off of the law, right? We just doing everything based off of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. We're not making things up. We just give it. Now, we know the credit bureaus like to play crazy. That's why I say sometimes you just got to, talk to a consumer lawyer so we can sue them, right? But as you know, that takes time. And if you're willing to wait, hey, that's the best thing. But removing your hard inquiries from your report, order it, and then check for permissible purpose, like I talked about. And you can also create a letter based off of the law. All right. So, what law do you want to gather? You can use like specific laws. So let's use this law instead. Let's go to it. So let me show you. Let me give you an example. So you can go to subchapter 3. You can just Google 15 USC 1681, and this is going to pop up. And you want to go to subchapter 3 right here. And then what I was talking about with the permissible purpose of consumer reports is right here. Click on it. And how we're going to create this chat GPT language to, knock the credit bills out. You want to do this. All right. So just find a specific law and use it. So we can just copy this. All right. So we can create something based off of this law. Here's what I'm talking about. Share this tab instead. So we can just go ahead and use the specific law or specific section and just grab what we did earlier. Can you create a dispute letter based off of this right here? Ask them to create a dispute letter. Asking credit bureaus to do an investigation based off of 15 USC or create a dispute letter. Can we create a dispute letter asking the credit bureaus to So now what you want to do is ask ChatGPT, can you create a dispute inquiry letter asking the credit bureaus to do an investigation based off 15 USC 1681B? Bam. All right. And let's see what it spits out. All right. So now sometimes it might have the wrong thing. Sometimes it might not. All right. So let's see what it prompts. So it has your name, address, subject, disputed unauthorized inquiries pursuant to 15 USC 1681B. Hey, that's what I'm talking about there, credit bureau. Writing the dispute an unauthorized hard inquiry on my credit report as provided as creditor name, address, type, hard or soft. I believe this inquiry is not permissible under the here's the law. We ain't playing. Attach the evidence. So all you want to do is just copy the letter, copy this letter, and go to your documents. Telling you, man, this is like really simple. Copy everything, and then once we have everything, go to another document, share this tab instead, and make sure. So now we have our letter. We want to go ahead and make sure we update it. So we want to add our personal information. All right. Make sure our name, address, everything is good to go. Credit bureau, everything. And then as you can see, the subject. And then also you can, like, who are we talking to? Are we talking to Experian, TransUnion, Equifax? This is personal information. All right. So now we have the letter, right? So we have the name, the address, everything is correct. So you want to make sure everything is complete and accurate. All right. So now we have the letter. All right. So we just want to make sure it looks good to go. Add our name, address. Who are we talking to? So make sure that you talking to the right credit bureau with the inquiries, right? And then the ones that you see that don't have permissible purpose, you want to list all those ones right here. All right. So just list them all. Just copy it copy this, and then we could just, boom. And just list them off, right? And then continue to list all the hard inquiries based off of your credit report that's from Equifax. And then create another letter based off of your credit report from Experian. Create another letter based off of your credit report based off of TransUnion, right? So we just want to send those 3 separate, send those certified, all right? We ain't playing with the credit bureau, all right? So we have a lot of disputes going out. So we have our personal information. We tell the credit bureaus to do an investigation. We're removing hard inquiries. We're adding accounts and things like that, fixing our accounts, updating, make sure the information is reported. We're doing a lot. We're putting a lot of momentum in. All right, so we're getting this thing rolling. So now, 30 days later or whatever times, you're gonna start seeing some stuff happening. All right, positive accounts getting updated, negative accounts starting to fall off. Your credit score is looking correct, right? We're doing a lot of certain things, right? So this is what we need to do. So now we got the letter out for the hard inquiries. The credit bureaus, like now, we did our part. We waited. Credit bureaus should have responded. You should have got like an investigation back from Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax, right? You should have gotten Equifax, but you should have got an investigation back. So now what you want to do is check your investigation. Like, what is it saying? 9 times out of 10, you probably got some deletions. However, you also got some accounts that are verified. And the question is, like, what should I do when my accounts come back verified, right? We already know that everything is not complete and accurate. We already know that they probably didn't do the investigation. So to check the investigation, to ask them, you can do that based off of right here, 15 USC 1681 I 6 and 7. And you can ask for an investigation. You can request to see what they did. Ask for the description. You can ask for these certain things. All right. So this is step 2. Let's create a letter using artificial intelligence, asking, right, the credit bureaus to provide you this information, because, like I said, they probably didn't do it. So they're probably gonna. But most importantly, they're supposed to provide you the description of the investigation in 15 days. All right. So you can read the law yourself. But here's the prompt we want to go ahead and create. And then it's going to be really simple after that. So now let's go to ChatGPT. All right. And let's go ahead and create a letter. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So can you create a letter based off of the law and notice? And man, this thing is crazy. So it just spit all that out, still working. So let's go ahead and copy that. Make sure, copy, go to this. So we just want to look at it, look over everything. So now here's how you can use ChatGPT. So here's a letter. Let's look over everything right now. Name, address, put everything, credit bureau, who we talking to. Are we talking to Experian? Are we talking to TransUnion? Are we talking to Equifax, right? So we talking to. And then add the subject, requesting for a description of procedure used to determine the accuracy and completeness of this information, right? Because what's supposed to happen is they did an investigation, but now you can ask them, like, yo, what did you do? Can you show me the procedure that you used? And you already know they're not gonna provide all that information, but hey, this is another violation that we're getting them to violate. So their credit bureau, I'm writing to dispute certain information to my credit report to request, in accordance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, a description of the procedure used to determine the accuracy and completeness of the information in question. I'm seeking this information as allowed under 15 USC 1681, I 6, right? And what's going to happen is they're supposed to provide you that specific information of the description of what happened based off of the laws. All right. Now, let me see what they're doing. So this part is kind of incorrect, but we can remove the information. Like I said, everything is not always correct with ChatGPT, but remove this, and then you can list the accounts, right, that they're supposed to. So you want to ask them to provide a description. So incorrect information, let's remove that, but put like account name and number, right? So change all that up, add all that, account name, account number, explanation. You can just provide me the description of how you investigated this account. That's pretty much it. And then account name, account number, provide me a description of how you investigated this account based off of 15 USC 1681 I-7. And you just continue asking to provide me a description. So list all the accounts on Equifax that they said was verified. List all the accounts on Experian that they said it was verified. List all the accounts on TransUnion that they said was 100% verified, right? And then let's go ahead and read this. I'm providing the relevant information. I'm just going to delete all that. All right, so as part of the dispute, I may exercise my right to the receiver and description of the procedures used to determine the accuracy and completeness of it. Please provide me the following. And we ain't playing. Provide me the following, right? A detailed explanation based off of this law. And you can read through it. And thank you for this prompt manner, whatever. I'm reading down here. Sincerely, your name, right? And then we can just get rid of that. And that's pretty much it, right? So now we send that to Equifax. We send that to Experian. We send that to TransUnion. So we have that. We respond back to the credit bureaus. Now that's going to take an additional 15 days. So what's going to happen is they might provide it. They might not provide it. So what do you do next? So what we can do now is if they don't provide it, we just file a complaint. Now, when we file a complaint, there are multiple things that we're filing. Here's why, because we're just here's what I'm saying. You sent the letter the first time, you asked them to conduct an investigation, all right? They did a reasonable investigation, quote unquote. They're supposed to update it according to 15 USC 1681 I-5. What I mean by update, they're supposed to update the account balance if it was reported incorrectly. They're supposed to update the open date last active, payment history, and for information. Everything they're supposed to update, all that stuff. Update it, modify it, fix it. You're supposed to do all that on that investigation. They did none of that, pretty sure. And now you ask them to provide you the description on how they verified and update and did everything. They didn't do it. So now that's 2 violations right there. And the next violation, they didn't send it to you within 15 days. They didn't do none of that, all right? So now we have multiple violations. They didn't give you the description. They didn't provide the 15 days. They didn't update. They didn't modify. Whew. Now you can file a complaint with the CFPB. But like I said, you want to be, we'll talk about this later on, but you wouldn't be, just make sure you have everything, your documentation. And now go file a complaint with the CFPB. All you have to do now is just create an account with CFPB, create a profile. Once you create a profile with the CFPB, then you can just go ahead and create a complaint using AI. So you can just prompt it, tell them like what you did. I sent the letter on this date. Here's my tracking number. And the credit bureaus violated this law. I sent them this letter. They violated this law. I asked them to change it. They didn't do it. So all you have to do is just ask AI, ChatGPT, right here, to write you a CFPB complaint because of violations of these 3 laws. I sent the credit bureaus this and they didn't do it. Can you create a complaint for me? Help me create a complaint. All right, so they'll help you craft up the complaint. You look over it, make sure it's correct. And what you want to do is only send that to the specific credit bureaus. We're not going to be disputing with all 3. All right, so you want to send that just only to Experian, and then you want to send that only to TransUnion. You want to send that only to Equifax, all right? And just a quick reminder, all right? Quick reminder, step 5, stay organized, all right? So you have your folder for stuff that's just for Experian. You have your folder for TransUnion. You have your folder for Equifax, all right? So you just want to stay organized when it comes to this. Set up your auto pay for your accounts. Make sure everything's on auto pay because you don't want to miss no payments. If you miss a payment, of course, it's going to affect your credit score. So just stay organized, set up auto pay. Just a friendly reminder, and order your LexisNexis report and industry report. The reason why is because You can also sue if you wanted to off your reported inaccurate information. But you want to see also what's reporting on that information. These are consumer report agencies, and if you dispute with them, they're supposed to do the same. They're supposed to follow the same exact stuff because they are reporting information, especially in this, all right? Or Lexus, they reporting a lot of information. So you can tell them to update, you can tell them to fix, all right? And do things like that. So just order your reports, see what's being reported on you at these specific places. Now, there are multiple places you can go to see what's being reported, but these are some of the main big ones. So this is just a reminder to go ahead and get those reports because all of this is very important when it comes to disputing. Information changes situations, but you got to apply what you just learned. So if you'd like for me to create more videos like this, breaking it down so you can understand step by step, just let me know in the comments. Appreciate you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.